So, dear Dr. Mijangos Mendez, thank you for your time. I only have some questions for you to answer today. Can you tell us some words about yourself, your role in the country delegation, and your background in practice?
Yes, I am Julio Mijangos from Mexico. I am an internal medicine and critical care specialist. I also work mainly in intensive care units, and I take care for many patients about neurocritical care and specifically neurotrauma.
Okay, thank you. What motivated you to get involved in neurotrauma research?
Well, because as I said before, we have many patients in our units. Also, it's a big trouble in Mexico, the trauma patients, mainly brain trauma. And we have many patients that couldn't get the best treatment that we could be available in my country. There are many things that cause this.
Right. Are you satisfied with the management of neurotrauma in your country? And do you have any suggestion for its improvement?
Yes. I'm not satisfied how we treat trauma in my country. I think we have many things to do about that. Some people have the best treatment, but not all is for all. The country is very heterogeneous, and you have troubles to transfer patients because we have a three-level health system. So patients need to be transferred to the third or second level units to get the best treatment for neurosurgeons, for ICU departments, and also for image like MRI or CT scan.
Could you share and describe an example of good practice in the neurotrauma management in your institution?
Well, we have protocols to try to do the best with our patients, but as I said before, we have a very heterogeneous kind of treatment in different hospitals. We have private and public systems too, so it is quite differences depends where the patient is. So yes, I think that we need to get better. Many things to do with these patients.
All right. Compared to other domains in neurosciences like behavioral sciences, neurodegenerative diseases, or vascular diseases, what do you think makes neurotrauma a domain of interest nowadays?
Well, I think that this is a topic that we are not giving our best because we don't have enough specialists for that, or maybe that be involved in this area. So this is a great opportunity for us to learn how to implement this kind of specialists for the neurotrauma treatment patients.
Regarding innovative approaches, could you please give us 2-3 examples of something that you believe could bring a substantial change in the domain of neurotrauma?
Well, I think that we need to get better transfer systems for all the country. The person who has a trauma, neurotrauma, could be sent the most quickly for the best place that he has the chance to be treated. So we need that is an opportunity area for us. Also, the management after the critical care setting, I mean neurobehavioral rehabilitation, it's something that we need to improve. For all the systems, not only in a public system, but I think that in the private also need to get better this for the patients.
What is your opinion in regards to an international TBI registry, and how do you think this could impact the management of TBI on a larger scale?
I think that it's a great idea to have a picture from what is happening around the world about the neurotrauma. Because already we don't have enough numbers to see where we are and then what we can do. So it is a great opportunity for us to be a part of this and take the knowledge about what is the place that we have in neurotrauma in different countries.
All right. What is in your opinion, the most important quality indicators for neurotrauma care?
Well, we have always think about the outcomes of our patients, but as we are discussing today, there are many other scales and there are many other spheres that we need to explore for the patients to see what is happening after the trauma. So I think that at this moment we don't have one scale that gave us that information. I think that the multidisciplinary team could help us to find which will be the most useful tools to measure the outcomes of our patients. So I think that this is going to be a real challenge for us to see how to evaluate the results of our treatment.
Thank you. A multidisciplinary team is a vital asset in TBI management, which we also discussed tonight. From your point of view, what are the specialists that are necessary in a multidisciplinary team, and why do you think these would be the best ones?
Okay, the multidisciplinary team including pre-hospital people who make a big difference when they do the best job, because you have the patients in a very short period of time for receive the best treatment, the opportunity to get a surgical when it is needed, surgery, and also involve the in-hospital management from intensive care units, specialized in neurocritical care, internists, and also anesthesia. But I think that there's a challenge that is rehabilitation, especially neurorehabilitation, that we really don't have enough persons dedicated to this in our countries. So I think that it's a big team that we need to get together for the best results.
That was actually one of my follow-up questions, which would be, from your point of view, what are the main obstacles in terms of collaboration for a multidisciplinary team?
I think that how other persons with the same trouble how they resolve, and sharing that information could be useful for us to change paradigms in our countries. And I think that interchange of information could be a great difference, because the experience that some others who have the same struggles, it is very important for us.
Can we identify some of the strongest and weakest points in neurotrauma research in the present days?
Well, I think that many of the people who come here have very good clinical skills. We need to get better. You always can get better your skill, of course. But there are some other things that we discussed today. What is the intercommunication? How to build teams, not only one person, not only one department. If not, how to get involved different specialists, different services at your same hospital, and also probably your state or your country. So I think that that will be the challenge.
How do you feel about an online community for those interested in neurotrauma, and how do you think it would be helpful for the medical practice to have such things?
Okay, the online activities that with this pandemic that we had in the last years show us that it's a very useful tool to use, to share, to know. So I think that if we begin with an online registry or different ways to share information, scientific communications, and also collaboration with some other people around the world, that could be a great opportunity for us to learn without need to move. So that is important.
What do you consider to be the main challenges in the prevention of neurotrauma?
Well, we have some things that we advance in my country. For example, the use of belts for drivers really make a difference. It is obligatory right now, but we are not facing another trouble today. The motorcycle accidents, guns, shots also is a trouble too. So we need to make more emphasis in our countries and laws to the people use the helmet and all kind of this prevention of secure cities, of course, and I think that the education for the people, we need to open what will happen. We need to, the societies need to show the medical societies to the society what happened with these patients and how important are to prevent a big trouble, because most of the people who have a brain trauma are youngest people who are working, who have responsibilities, and it's a tragedy to have one. And also, if we don't have the best treatment for that, we can have many consequences not for one person, probably for the family and the economy of the countries. It is a big needed for us to prevent it.
How do you consider that the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the management of neurotrauma or the caseload?
Okay, the pandemic changed a little bit quiet in our country because we see less trauma in general because people were in their houses. So the traffic accidents, of course, get low, but now we are getting the same numbers that we have before the pandemic. So I think that where the people is moving, where the people is working, always will be the same. So we need to emphasize how to prevent, as we said before, this type of accidents. Yes.
Right. And the last question of the interview, I wanted to know whether you are familiar with the AMN and whether you participated in any of the previous congresses. Yes,
I participated previously in the last Congress presidential that we had in Cairo 2 years ago, and I will be part of that Congress too, share many information with college. So yes, we be part of this since 2 years.
Thank you very much for your participation in the interviews, and I wish you very good luck in the further.